Now we will move on to our last item, which is the council member reports. Council member Buckland.
Attended our Sutter Butte Flood Control Agency meeting. Went through the finances. We have some updated from beginning of the levee project to now. Finance information, we just got that a couple days ago. I'm sure the mayor also received that information. But going through the finances, everything is on track with the emergency repairs. It's being funded by the Department of Water Resources for 3 miles of levee adjacent to Yuba City and the concerned 85,000 residents. That should start to wrap up. In fact, this week they're reconstructing the levee between the 10th and 5th Street bridges. So they're bringing it back up to height, and that'll be the first section completed. They are still progressing on a heading south towards the 10th Street bridge from the north. That should be wrapping up by the end of the month. And then 2 headings are coming together down below 5th Street and north of the Sheriff's Training Center down adjacent to 2nd Street. So all of those are coming together. Everything should be wrapped up, weather compliant, and maybe even finished sometime right around the 1st of December. The board also took action to correct a possible Brown Act issue on notice on an agenda regarding the citizen or the CADAC board, the Citizen Advisory Board. And that was reaffirmed by the same vote that had occurred at a previous meeting with 2 dissenting votes for the elimination of that committee. Attended the League of California Cities was last week, Wednesday through Friday. It all runs together, especially after you watch somebody count 2,000 chickens. A lot of, well, I think all of us were down there. Preet wasn't down there. They were asking about you, though, and your programs.
I got lots of emails.
Yeah.
How's your program doing?
So we're down there, attended a number of classes looking at issues related to our public employees retirement system and other issues that we're facing through homelessness and some of the other very pressing issues to see how other jurisdictions are dealing with it. I would tell you that the most pressing conversation during the 3 days, regardless who you talk to, was on homelessness. So that seemed to be any time you would sit down and talk to another member from an agency down south in the valley, it didn't matter where. That was the pressing issue of the day. In the middle of that, attended our SACOG Board of Directors meeting, and was privileged to have a little bit more in-depth discussion regarding where our sales tax goes to, or how we get it, and how it's distributed through the system. I'm not going to go back and recreate that entire discussion that we had over an hour's period of time, but it's highly confusing. Exactly where the monies come from, especially when we do online purchases, and there seems to be a push for other types of taxation on services and things like that that we would all need to be aware of in the future, but certainly also looking for some legislative cure to what a point of sale is or what a transaction does and where that can be taxed at, which we believe should be able to be done. If you're on your couch, that those taxes that are collected or should be collected should then be transferred to that jurisdiction, regardless of the state it's purchased from. And then I just got back. I'm not going to even try to delve into everything that we did with SACOG on a study mission in Denver, just arriving back here this evening at Sacramento Airport. I'm not going to tell you what time we arrived because then that would lead the highway patrol to possibly want to issue a ticket just based on that alone. But I was going with the flow of traffic.
Yeah, I'll say that.
But I will bring back for the public to see some of the projects and transit projects that are tying together the greater Denver area. That's all I have. Thank you, Mayor.
Yeah. Councilmember Cardoza.
All right. Before I start, I would like to introduce two distinguished gentlemen, retired city employees. They came in tonight to visit. First of all, retired Parks and Recreation Director Bill Besso is in the audience. Hello, Bill. And also, don't blame this man. He's the gentleman that hired me a little under 40 years ago. Retired Finance Director Jack Kurtz is with us tonight. And with Jack's great knowledge back then with his finances, the building that we're in tonight was paid for before we walked into it. So thank you, Jack, and thank you, Bill, for being here. I want to start off with that. Thank you.
Before we walked into it tonight? Or?
No, well, when we moved in it back in 91. When we came, oh yeah, that's nice, yeah. Paid for it tonight.
When was it?
81. Thank you. I got to get
There
it
you
right.
go.
81. We'll get it right. 81. Yeah. Anyway, meetings. I attended the Northern Sac Valley Integrated Regional Management meeting. We passed the condition to go forward to get us the $8 million we need to replace the water meters in the community. It's going onward, so it's at the first step to head onward. Attended the Regional Housing Authority of Southern Nevada Counties meeting. Of course, the League of Cities. And I attended a community meeting for the proposed state-of-the-art treatment facility over here on Stable Lane. It's called Luminance, state-of-the-art. Yep. Chamber stuff was quick and easy. Attended the monthly ambassadors meeting. Was at the Marysville Stampede kickoff party at Giwiki Ford, and then also the next night the cattle drive. And I learned a lesson: you don't wear a red shirt to a cattle drive. That was a mistake. When they let the steers out, they headed for me. When they let them go, that was fun. Community and city, community and city events. I attended the Yuba City Food Truck Mania. It was hosted by our youth commission. Thank you, Mr. President. Yeah. Councilman Harris and I attended the reception at the Community Memorial Museum. It was history on hunting in Yuba Sutter. Great art pieces. I got to be a surprise guest speaker at the SIRS meeting. The gentleman who was supposed to be there did a no-show, and they said, "Can you talk for 15 minutes?" And I said, "I guess I could." It was fun. I let them know what our city's doing, community stuff, and they were pretty gentle on me. They didn't hit me too hard with the questions. I celebrated this weekend the Celebration of Heroes at the Crossroads Church, and I attended the 6th annual pig feed hosted by our Police Officers Association. The mayor of Live Oak invited me up to, Jason Banks invited me up to Live Oak. I attended the Fall Festival for the day, or half the day. The State of Education address was given by Bal, the Sutter County Superintendent of Schools. And then this afternoon, I had the honor of being at a swearing-in ceremony for 2 new records clerks at our Yuba City Police Department. And that's it for me. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Councilmember Harris.
I forgot about the museum thing. That was pretty interesting. We went through that. Since our last meeting, basically everything on here as far as committees and commissions go, boards and commissions, ended up being canceled or I had to miss because of the league conference. But community stuff, I did you mention the food truck event? That, Nick, since you're here, congratulations on that. It was very, very well attended, very professional. You guys put a lot of effort into that. It's really good. Hopefully we can have many more. It was really good. Yeah. Let's see here. League of California Cities we mentioned. I did come back on Thursday and attended a fundraiser for the Animal Services Authority over here at Tings Refuge. Pretty good, pretty well attended there. I was surprised to see the number of people there, so that was nice. I was on vacation for about 5 days, and now we're here today. So that's pretty much it. I got back yesterday. So as far as boards and commissions related to the council, that's the extent for my 2 weeks, pretty uneventful. So thank you.
Okay, Vice Mayor Didball.
And from the last time we came in for council, for the last time that we came in for council meetings, most of the boards and commissions were also canceled, and or I actually made a trip out to go see my daughter play in Oregon, so I took some vacation time as well. I did get the opportunity to attend the 90th anniversary of our Yuba College, our community college, which was a great breakfast morning, and then also taking a tour of the campus and so forth. So that was a great event, only because a lot of us have attended Yuba College, and that's where we started our college journey. So it was nice to see that and step ground back where we started. Aside from that, we're back here tonight. So.
Thank you. Oh, this time of year is really busy for the mayor. Everybody just wakes up after a summertime of being gone, and you get phone calls night and day with mostly community people wanting to discuss, issues that they have or questions, and it's actually pretty enjoyable. And enjoying talking with them. We did go to the League of California Cities conference. Being the voting member, I ended up staying all the way to the last second, to the gavel hit. Yeah, he's laughing because he knows what it's about. I did attend a lot of items I wanted to report, but I was being interviewed just before coming into our closed session, by 5 students from Yuba City High School. Normally it's a 20-minute interview. It went on 45, 50 minutes, and I finally said, I've got a closed session I need to go to. And just in the rush and everything, I forgot my my notes about the conference, and I will bring that to the next meeting and give a little report on that. We did have the Center Butte Flood Control Agency meeting. It was reported by Councilman Buckland, but myself and another member from Live Oak actually, Manny was there as a silent member. Actually, in the SACOG offices, open to the public, it was announced. Anybody could have come in. We did all that notification correctly. So we had about an hour there that we went and did that at that location. Food truck, fantastic job. It was great. Still too hot, man, on that street. That's number one concern that I heard. It was just way too hot. So some people kept saying, other than that, they were just thrilled about having that in the area. And the other top comment is getting a version of it, a smaller version of it, with local food trucks, roach coaches as they used to be called. Have them all show up and try to do something local, a local type one. So that's, I think, a great idea. And also attended and spoke at the Heroes Celebration. John Goodwin from Duck Dynasty was there, and some of the people that sang there were just phenomenal. I have a CD from one, which is kind of a jazz blues type group, and I enjoy that. Had a good time with that. The Civil Air Patrol, the local, and the Sea Cadets attended and honored everybody that was speaking and needed to be honored or deserved honoring. Police, fire, Air Force, whoever was there. It was a large group. It was an honor to our community what those youth are doing. Attended the pig feed for the police, and that was enjoyable. Sometimes the pig doesn't taste as good as others, but this one here was a very tasty roasted pig this time. It was hard to stop because it was so good. Other than that, I have nothing else. With that, meeting adjourned.